up? Y'all know the deal. The two-piece going down, just like it does every Tuesday. I try not to miss a day ever. Even sometimes me and Gridiron and somebody else, interview or whoever, have to record. I am supposed to have a special guest lined up. I can't wait. Me and Gridiron got an amazing topic to discuss tonight. I think we're probably going to stretch out over the rest of February. So I'm super excited about that. Things that I didn't typically talk about. The Suns are in the toilet right now. I don't know what the deal is, but they can't seem to find their winning ways. I don't know how to fix that situation. That situation is going to be as tough to fix as maybe the All Star game, the NBA All Star game. I don't know what they're doing now. They got tournaments, and that thing is crazy. Dunk contest is, I mean, it's been saved by Mac McClung, but I don't really know like how excited I get anymore to watch it. I did see John Morant and Zach LaVine and all them going back and forth on Twitter talking about next year. Next year they all jumping in. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm still gonna watch it though. 3-point contest was cool. Tyler Hero did his thing. I thought that it was gonna be him or Heald. I thought that Heald might have a little bit of an advantage, but Tyler Hero, he really liked that. And then what's it called? Celebrity Game. That was cool to watch. I think I saw Drewski in there taking care of business. Trying to do his thing. I don't know how to fix this thing. I think Barkley has some good points. I think Draymond had some good points, even though Barkley kind of roasted Draymond with the whole his generation kind of ruined it all. But yeah, that whole situation is tough. Anyways, like I said, Suns are in the toilet, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them. What I am going to do is I'm going to show some love to some guys that are getting it done, taking care of business. Getting the Valley fully activated, and that would be the ASU Sun Devils and my guys, the Borghese. They're doing their thing again. Texas Roadhouse, I believe it's next Tuesday. 10% donation night. So I think anything that you spend, 10% of 10% of that goes to support the Sun Angel Collective. So shout out to the Sun Angel Collective. They're doing their part to activate the Valley Meet the Champs Fan Fest. Last year, I want to say like Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson, all of them pulled up. Look, I'm not going to guarantee who is going to pull up this year, next week, but I'm sure that those guys, if they don't have class or they don't have prior obligations, I'm sure that they're going to show up and show out and make sure to give back to as many fans as possible. Great picture opportunity, autograph opportunity. Chance to just chop it up with some of these guys that are putting it out there in the fall and trying to bring that pride back to Arizona State, Dillingham's guys. So just want to show some love over there. Other than that, unfortunate things going on. Man, I don't even know where to start. Parents talk to your kids about this, kids talk to your parents about this. Man, you got to be careful. You got to be careful with these people that are leaving lasting imprints on the kids, these coaches, teachers, whoever. Listen, if somebody, an administrator, whoever, I don't care who it is, coach, assistant coach, another parent, whatever, kids, if they make you feel uncomfortable, make sure that you talk to some people that you trust, and talk to your parents. Don't be afraid to go to a principal or an athletic director or whoever and conversate and explain that something's gone on, that something doesn't feel right. That's the only way we're gonna fix some of these situations. Absolutely disgusted with some of the stuff. I would never expect it, but it's happening and it's happened. I I can only hope that we can situate this somehow and get to the bottom of this. And I don't even know what. Like I know they do the clearance cards and stuff like that, but I do got a special guest coming up in about a minute. Before I get to him, I am going to talk about regions. They're out for football. They're out, and I guess they're going to work on schedules next. Super exciting. Some of these regions, Higley Brophy in a region, obviously Perry Basha in there in a region with I believe like Westwood and stuff like that. Those are some of the top regions and stuff. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. Chandler Hamilton got to stay together. They tried to keep as many of these rivalries together as they could, and they tried to bring a little bit of a balance, if you will. balanced so that some of these regions weren't so stacked. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna make some things a little bit easier. But we'll really find out. But without further ado, I do got a super special guest, one of these super dynamic athletes that is a certified problem. Not just on the football field though, not just on the football field. Super talented, multi-sport athlete, the one and only. From what I heard, back-to-back offensive player of the year for his region. My guy Rico Blassingame coming up. Just hang out for a second. And just like that, oh my man flexing the cow gear. Hey Rico, what's going on, man?
What's going? What's good?
Shoot,
How you
you about
doing?
to set the recruiting world on fire when they see that you're wearing the Cal hoodie. But, but before we get to that, I have to know, multi-sport athlete, and not just dual sport, but you do three, like, and there are so few football players nowadays um doing that. Where does it come from? Why not just focus on one thing?
Sorry, it broke up real quick. But really, just it just comes from my competitive nature. Me just growing up playing multiple sports, and then once I got to high school, just the opportunities that I've seen. Well, I played basketball already, so I was gonna do that. But the opportunities I seen in track, it just kind of it was a no brainer for me. And my coaches, they did well with balancing out my schedule, so I can do all three. So it's been pretty easy. I'm used to it. So yeah.
Okay. Hey, look, you're in the middle of basketball season right now. You got a super unique situation, which we're going to talk about in a second. But let's rewind. Let's go back to football real quick. I want to talk about your football success. Look, you're fully getting it individually. However, the team struggles. But unlike everybody else nowadays, where they abandon a bad situation, you've decided to stay. Loyalty is not just a word on your skin. Talk to me a little bit about that. Staying through the fire.
It's really just what I come from growing up. Just like I've always just played for the same teams growing up. Like it's just who I am. It's what I've been taught from my parents, and it's just a no brainer for me. Like with my coaches and how they've treated me and the success that I had. Like there's no reason for me to leave.
And that's not to say, look, everybody's situation is different. That's not to say that transferring is bad, finding a better situation, a quote unquote better situation is bad. But talk to me about the relationship with Wellbrock. I love Coach Wellbrock. What is your relationship with Coach Wellbrock like? What are those conversations like? Because you already said that you're super competitive, so I know you don't love the losing. How does that relationship work?
So Wellbrock is very transparent. I speak my mind, he speaks his, and whenever we need to do to win, and whatever he wants out of me, I'm gonna do it for him, and he's gonna listen to me and understand what I see and what I want, and he gonna do his best to provide that for me.
Over 1,300 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. You've improved your personal stats every year, taking care of business on the field. Let's speed this up towards basketball a little bit. You got this super unique situation where you get to play with your pops, play for your pops. Your pops is the head coach now. What's that situation like? What's the relationship like? And how do you compartmentalize dad and coach?
On the basketball court, it's strictly coach and player. It's no dad or none of that. It's strictly coach and player. So that's pretty easy. I would say off the floor, it's a little harder because he expects the most out of me every day, which it's honestly pretty easy for me because like being the athlete I am, I have to do that no matter what. So really, just him staying on top of me even more. He knows everything that's going on, so I just got to be precise at all times.
Hey, and listen, I've been to Tolleson games before. I believe it was your freshman year. I went to a game out at Chandler, and your dad was the main voice, even though he wasn't the quote unquote head coach. He was still the main voice in the huddle that everybody was listening to. So I'm super excited that you get that opportunity. Last year, you were region offensive player of the year. Rumor has it, and I don't know if this is even out there yet, that you're repeating as back-to-back offensive player of the year. Is that true?
Yeah, that's
Have
what
you
I
heard
heard
that?
from Pops. That's what he
Okay.
said. So he went to the meeting. So that's what he said.
Man, hey, and I heard it was tight because you're not just a bucket getter. I heard that they wanted you up for defensive player of the year too. That competitive nature fuels you to do both, right?
Yeah, no, I was coming for player of the year honestly, but with like my team not doing the best, it was kind of hard for me to push for that. But I'm proud with offensive player of the year. I mean, I obviously take pride in defense. Like me being a football player, I like to play football on the basketball court. So using that same aggression and physicality and bringing that to the basketball court, this is goes both ways.
Hey, you were able to get 1,000 career points over there at Tolleson in your 3 years there on the basketball court. Look, the reality is a lot of football players are leaving early, and I don't know if you are or not. But how much did it mean to you to one, be able to score 1,000 points in your basketball career, and two, get your dad his first ever dub on that buzzer beater, which I posted on Twitter, FYI.
Nah, it was a surreal feeling both of them. Being able to score 1,000 points, it was something I've wanted to accomplish since I got here. My brother, him being in high school, when he was in high school, he scored 1,000 points, and it was super cool to see that. So I wanted to do that, and then the buzzer beater, shoot, I I kind of felt it. Like I told myself I was gonna shoot it, and I was gonna score a buzzer beater, but once it happened, it was experience I never felt before for sure.
Hey, look, I know you've made a ton of big plays on the football field and stuff like that. You've had a lot of fun on the football field, but that has to go down in your own personal story as one of the greatest sports things that you've done, right? Like that buzzer beater to
Yeah,
get that
nah,
his
for
first down.
sure.
He
Yeah,
can't.
nah, for sure. Like, yeah, being able to do that for my pod makes it 10 times better for sure.
And he can't never take that away. Like he owe you now. Like he really owe you because you got him that first. He couldn't have got that first dub without you. Hey, your brother, your older brother also hoops. I don't know how many people know that, but your older brother also hoops. He's also pretty good. Play some Division 1 ball, no big deal, right? Um, I gotta know Thanksgiving. How competitive are the 1v1s over at the Blassingame house?
Shoot, like I'll say between me and my brother, it's not as competitive as like me and my dad and my brother and my dad. Like once when we go against my dad, it's a whole different game. Like and then our 21 games, like 21 when it's multiple people playing, those games get crazy. Like with the whole family too. Like those games get crazy for sure.
Hey, when was the first time you caught your pops lacking and you had to give him that?
Actually, in practice, like it was when the coaches were coming by. It, we were doing this drill where he had the pad and he was like bumping people, and there was like some coaches stopping by. So I was trying to be cool and stuff. I tried to dunk on him, so that was pretty funny.
I love that, man. I love that. Hey, you know, look, you play three sports. You kind of quote unquote miss out on this Club 7 circuit that's out there, but it doesn't seem to bother you. Like you seem to just let it roll off, no problem. Do you miss not playing like Club 7s or anything like that? Because I know that you've participated with the FSPs and some of the other programs out there.
Yeah, no, I definitely miss it for sure. Like that competitive nature is different. But I like playing basketball. It's something I love. It's something like I've always done my whole life. So it's no problem for me. Like, and then me working out too. Like I'm always on the field. I stay working. So it's not that I'm missing football. It's just the sevens part.
Hey, how hard has it been for you to be so locked into basketball, achieve everything that you've done there, and still juggle the football recruiting?
Shoot, it's hard. I'm gonna be honest. Like those few weeks where all the schools were stopping by, my phone was blowing up. It was hard to get out of all the coaches, but they're understanding. Like if I practice some, like they're always understanding of like my reply time.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, nah. Huh?
now I'm curious. I just saw that you got your first Division 1 basketball offer. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. Um,
I appreciate that.
is there a possibility of trying to do both sports at the next level? Like, is that something that like you and or your dad or the Blassingame team Blassingame are trying to negotiate uh, wherever you plan to go next?
I wouldn't say it's something like we're negotiating, but I, as a family, we've always talked about like if I've got the opportunity, like why wouldn't I? Like it's a crazy opportunity. Not many people get to experience that, and not many people get to play Division 1 sports in general. So I would definitely consider doing that if I got the opportunity to play both basketball and football at at a school for sure.
All right. Hey, I know that you got some of your OVs locked in. You want to talk about that at all? Like, what
Yeah,
what
for
what schools
sure.
are you got locked in right now that you know for sure that you're going to go visit?
Would you say my phone is lagging? I'm at the
What
school right now.
what? Yeah, we got that Tolleson internet connection. What schools do you know you were going to visit?
Right now I got scheduled Kansas, and then I got Minnesota scheduled, and then I got Arizona scheduled right now. Those are my three I
Okay.
got scheduled, but I'm talking to Washington, Cal, North Carolina, and then Idaho, my school, my brother's school. They've been on me heavy trying to get me down there. Let me think who else. I,
Oh, we're about to lose Rico. I got this question I want to ask about Belichick. Rico, please don't go. Oh, Rico, you there? Okay. Hey, I got to know. Talking to North Carolina, how surreal is it that that's Bill Belichick's school? Like to know that you might have an opportunity to play for like the goat of goats.
One more time.
How surreal is it talking to North Carolina, knowing that you
Oh,
might
okay,
get the
I got
opportunity to
you.
play for the goat of goats?
Nah, it's crazy. Like him being a legendary head coach in the NFL, like coaching Tom Brady and a bunch of great NFL players. Like it's crazy that moment when I got that, like that was one of those few offers where like I was super excited. I was running down the hall. It was right before one of my games, and I was running down the hall of the
Dang.
school. So that was actually the same night I got 1,000 points. So that was a great night. It was a fun experience.
Sheesh, man, you were the man that night for sure. I mean, you're the man like every night though because you got 1,000 points, so like it's all good. Hey, Rico, I know that you got to get prepared for Mason and stuff, so I'm gonna cut this thing short. But I'm gonna catch up with you down the line when the season's over, maybe when you're in track or whatever. But definitely got to catch up with you again, Rico. I might try to pull up. Are you at Mesa or is it at Tolleson?
Yeah, at Mesa.
Okay, I might pull up. I might pull up. You
All
pulled
right,
up to
for
the
sure.
show. I might have to pull up to your game.
All right, for sure. I appreciate you.
All right, man. I'll catch you. I think it's Friday. All right.
Yep.
All right, my man. Take care.
All right, have a good night.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Gridiron with the man. Look at that for my man Eric Newman watching from Wisconsin.
right.
Super jelly. Super jelly. All right. So yeah, just got to talk to Rico.
Friday night, Tolleson at Mesa, 7 p.m. That's the 6A play-in round.
6A playing round.
So they got
What,
win to get in. I mean, really, it's the playoffs because if you lose, you're done. But they call it the play-in round. So
that's the way playing works. I mean, look,
right, it's
even the
just like the
NCAA tournament.
NCAA play-in, right? If you're in that
Cool.
seventh game, and then you lose, you play in that next game, and it's kind of like the playoffs. You got to win to survive, right?
I mean, look, the number 10 team in the NBA playoffs or the number 68 team in the NCAA tournament, they all say that they made the tournament, they made the playoffs. I don't know how it works
Well,
out. Like,
not only that, but you got to win to advance, and if you lose, your
yeah,
season's
no, for
over.
sure.
That's what a playoff is, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. So, so there's that. So Rico, the interview with Rico Blassingame kicks off,
Yeah,
this segment that we're gonna do. Kicks off this segment that we're gonna do. Probably for the rest of February, I guess, right? And
well, that'd be this week and next week, because February goes quick. So yeah.
Yeah. So the rest of February, covering multi-sport football players. So without further ado, I am going to share on Gridiron's signature yellow pad.
All right,
you know the deal. Boom. There we go.
Look at that.
There we go. Hey, look, this thing's filled up. And look, Gridiron's got 2 sheets filled up, but we'll have to do one next week. So don't hit us with the, oh my God, y'all sleeping on XYZ player. Don't kill us yet.
We got one more week.
We got one more week, and we got a handful of names. Look, if you're wondering if you're on it, just go ahead and tag us and let us know what your second sport is that you play in the winter. Notice these are all winter sports. Right. I should have put that in there somewhere.
What's going on right now that are just wrapping up? We got the playoffs going on this week in soccer and in basketball, and then so be wrapping it up. The guys that these are the guys that went straight from football immediately on to the next sport, because the season ended, and then boom, the other guys were already starting practice, depending on how long you played.
No, for sure. And look, we're gonna kick this thing off. I'll just read off these names, and then Gridiron's gonna go ahead and break down who he wants to break down, because that's how Inside the Number segment works. I got
stuff on everybody. So
okay, Jarrell Johnson, Desert Edge, and Tony Birdie from Desert Edge. Some wrestlers out there taking care of that business. Peyton Wales, the big fella from Cactus Shadows, getting involved in some wrestling. Ethan Austin from Perry, a wrestler also. And then Rico Blassingame that I just caught up with from Tolleson. He's a hooper. This kid, Jaden Rogers, absolutely special from Cienega, also a hooper. Aiden Whitaker from Saguaro, who I have seen out on the 7th Circuit. So my man is really
that's almost a third sport.
My man is really managing that time with super crazy style. Aiden Whitaker looking absolutely special on the 7th field, but also taking care of business for Saguaro's basketball team. Evan Romero from Mesa, playing a little bit of soccer, kicking the pelota around,
right.
The other football. So my man is a dual football athlete. So super excited about that. Gridiron, I'm going to let you take it away inside the number segment. Go ahead.
We'll start with the Desert Edge guys. You got Jarrell Johnson from Desert Edge, 5'11", 180-pound senior, linebacker and safety on the football field, also does wrestling. Last season in the football year, 69 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and had a pick 6 against Sunrise Mountain. Then in wrestling, last year in the winter, he finished 3rd place in the state meet for 165 pounds, had a record of 25-5 as a junior, and defeated a Buena wrestler 11-8 for 3rd place. He has football offers from Lake Forest and Wisconsin River Falls. And then Tony Bridey from Desert Edge, 5'11", 175-pound senior, obviously a teammate of Jarrell Johnson, plays the nickel and safety, also does wrestling and track. Last season in football had 78 tackles, 3 tackles for loss for the 5A champions. 2nd team All 5A Desert West region. In wrestling last year, he finished in 4th place at the state meet. A little bit different of a weight classification than Jarrell was, so they didn't meet up with each other. 157 pounds. I think you can only enter one guy in each class from your school. Had a record of 20-8 as a junior, has a 3.4 GPA, and has a football offer from Fort Lewis. We'll stick with the wrestling here. Go to Peyton Wales at Cactus Shadows. He's 6'1", 290, a junior, plays center and offensive guard, also does wrestling. Last year in the 2024 season, Cactus Shadows offense averaged 227 pass yards, 257 rush yards, and of course made the playoffs. That's 484 yards per game the offense was putting up, and making it so that Donovan Dixon and company was able to get those yards. The big guys up front, giving him time to pass, giving him yards, or giving him holes to run through. Peyton was 2nd team All 5A Northeast Valley, 2nd team All 5A Northeast Valley, and was also nominated for an Andorti Award. In wrestling, he's currently wrestling. He's 10-3 this season, at the big 285-pound category. I think that's the highest they go, the heavyweights. 3.5 GPA. Then we got Ethan Austin over at Perry. 6'3", 240 is what he's listed at. We'll get to the weight here in a minute. He's a senior, defensive end, defensive tackle, also does wrestling. For the Pumas this season on football, 38 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, was second team all 6A Premier Region on the defensive line. Then in wrestling, he's 21-3 this season, wrestles at 215 pounds. So I don't know if that football weight was a little higher if he had to shed 25 pounds for wrestling, but that's where he is. Then he had a really busy day last year over the summer in June. He wrestled 6 matches on a Saturday, and then went to an NAU football camp on Sunday. So doing that back-to-back thing, going from a wrestling meet on just a summertime tournament thing to immediately going to an NAU football camp. And he has committed to Fort Lewis in Colorado to play football. And then we'll go to some other sports here. We'll go to some basketball. Of course, you just had Rico Blassingame on the show from Tolleson.
Rico,
6'3", 180-pound junior, wide receiver. Also does basketball and track. You mentioned his brother there, Trevon. He is at Idaho. 2-year starter over there at Tolleson in football. 53 catches, 690 yards, 6 TDs last season. Was the first team all 6A Fiesta region. And then to fully appreciate what he's done the last 2 seasons at receiver, he's had 6 different quarterbacks throw him the ball over the last 2 seasons. In basketball, he's a 3-year starter. So he started as a freshman. This year, he's averaging 18 points per game and 9 rebounds per game. Was the offensive player of the year for 6A West Valley region as a sophomore. Kind of tipped you off there that it might be happening again this year. His totals by the numbers here, 1,120 points. So he went well over that 1,000 mark. 491 rebounds, so he's closing in on 500. 91 assists, so he's getting close to 100 of those. Has 107 steals and 87 blocks. Just kind of filling up the stat sheet in pretty much all the areas there. Has 22 football offers, including Minnesota, ASU, Cal, Texas A&M, Kansas, Arizona, and Washington. And then, as we mentioned, his basketball season continuing on Friday when the Jackrabbits host Tolleson. When Tolleson is at
Right. Hey, I'm super excited about that. I think I'm definitely gonna pull up. I'm not for sure, but highly likely that I'm gonna pull up to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Show up to the show. I got to show up to the game,
yeah,
right?
That's right.
So.
You got to repay the favor. Jaden Rogers over at Cienega down there in Vail in southern Arizona. 6'3", 175-pound junior, wide receiver, defensive back. Also does basketball and track. On the football field last season, some big plays. Had just 23 catches, but he went for 518 yards. So getting more than 20 yards per catch. Had 11 touchdowns, so he was breaking some of them. One of those touchdowns was an interception return for a score. One of those touchdowns was a kickoff return for a score. So it sounds like he really never leaves the field. Was second team all 5A Southern Region kickoff returner and second team all region offensive utility flex player. Basketball, he's a 2-year starter. This season, he's averaging 10 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 3.8 steals per game. Was the defensive player of the year for the 5A Sonoran region as a sophomore last year. Has a 3.6 GPA, and just a junior, has football offers from Colorado State, New Mexico, and NAU. Then Aiden Whitaker over at Saguaro. 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, wide receiver that also plays basketball. Last season for the SaberCats on the football field, 34 catches, 253 yards, second team all 6A Northeast region. And then in basketball this season, averaging almost 8 points a game, just over 3 rebounds a game, and 2 assists. He did have a 24-point game and a 75-64 win over Mesquite on January 28. Has offers from Kansas, and then just today got Sacramento State, and he can also play defensive back as well as wide receiver. And then in soccer, we got Evan Romero from Mesa, junior kicker, and then also obviously plays soccer. On football this season, had 24 touchbacks for the Jackrabbits, and then he made 13 field goals. Was 13 of 15 kicking with a long of 47. Counted for 70 total points this year. He's a 2-year starter in soccer, and this season he has 11 goals, 20 assists, and he's 3 for 3 on penalty kicks. He's there in the open division. Mesa is for soccer. This is the first year they're having open division soccer, and they're in the quarterfinals, and they will play at Campo Verde tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mesa 17-4-1, and Campo is 16-4-1.
Man, hey, I think man, I think that these guys just filling up their schedule, doing the multi-sport thing, representing
Keeps
their
them busy,
school.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. I love celebrating all our multi-sport athletes. This thing that Rico's doing though on the court, and you brought up all those numbers, man. Like
Yeah.
that's impressive. A
It's not
thousand career points.
just a scorer. He's not just a rebounder. He's not just a
He
block
does
shot.
it all, man.
Yeah, that's why.
It lets you-
That's why you're starting to see the basketball offers come around too.
No, for sure. I really wonder if he's going to get the opportunity to play both sports at the next level. I think that would be so cool.
I remember
Rico,
Deuce Robinson was doing a little bit of that over at SC last year, wasn't he?
yeah. With
Obviously
baseball
not
and football.
Not anymore, but yeah.
Um,
I remember
but
seeing the pictures of him going from baseball practice to spring practice, and
Yeah, I just wonder, like with basketball, obviously, like overlapping with football and stuff like that, how that really works. And I've heard in the past some horror
yeah, there's
stories
a
of
lot of
some
overlap.
situations. So I don't know. I just the kid's so talented and can do so many things. I just I'm excited. I'm excited for him. Excited for those
You
opportunities.
specialize when you have to, right?
Yeah. What are you thinking? Mesa Tolleson, first round. If you had to kind of guess, I know that you don't really follow hoops like that, but look, they're both in the same place. So
they're in the same place. Tolleson was the last seed. I obviously Mesa's the favorite here, but I got to go with the show karma here, right? We got to ride.
Oh
Tolleson.
yeah. Hey, and just for the record, this is not an official pick, so this isn't going to count against us. Just so we're all clear.
He's not the spotlight player of the week for those keeping track, right? We do not have a shit on him. Yeah.
People do and people are trying to tarnish the perfect record of the Inside the Number spotlight. Listen, Inside the Number spotlight went undefeated.
The Cardinals didn't lose any games last week. They were a spotlight.
Went undefeated. So
undefeated.
Everybody needs to calm down. Look, 7th season is fully upon us. I know we had the President's Cup for Gotta Believe out there in Mesa.
The squad,
obviously,
I believe, the high school division.
And then what's it called? Cam Newton came out on the west side, went to Millennium, and I was out there. And after this, I'm gonna let the 2-piece followers see it first. But I'm gonna post all the graphics that I normally post on Twitter. I'm gonna post it on
were
here
there
first.
Out-of-state teams at that, or was it all local?
Yeah, no, there were some out-of-state teams, and an out-of-state team actually won it. To everybody's kind of, I don't want to say disappointment, but that team was good. That team was very, very good. So but a lot of good competition, and also some of the teams had some shuffling of quarterbacks. Guys that played on the first day didn't come to play for a bracket play, so there was a little bit of that to deal with. But no, it was a lot of fun out there. Cam showed up and was playing with the kids, and right. But there was a lot of people were questioning. They're like, "Oh, this is just Cam putting his name on something, and he's not going to be there."
Good for him.
And he was there, and he stayed. He stayed for like 2 extra hours on Saturday to just take every picture with every kid, every family, every player that wanted to get one. So shout out to him for doing that, coming into our community and trying to do something good and cool and all that. Gridiron, I am curious, I actually just got a text message midway through your spiel on multi-sport athletes of multi-sport athletes that we've missed on. So
there's a lot more than 8 in the state of Arizona.
For sure. for sure. But I've already been hit up by 3 people saying that we missed out on the biggest one, and we both know who they're talking
Yep.
about. We
got
both have an idea.
We got plans for next week's show, and I know we've already talked about a couple guys that we're gonna make sure we have in there. Yeah.
We're gonna make sure that we show love. We're also gonna make sure that spring athletes get their due. Also, football players that play spring sports, and I don't know. I know a million of them do track.
I want to throw just track in there because that's kind of so many football guys do track. So that makes for a lot of. We might put a little bit more of an emphasis on the baseball or the volleyball in there as well, unless you're doing incredible things on the track that we.
But if you're doing Jamar Beal-Goins,
that's what I meant by incredible. David Cabrera, those kind of things.
David Cabrera type numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Keely Ringo type numbers.
Really
Connor Soley type numbers. Like, if you're doing that type of stuff, we're definitely going to make sure that we show love. Hey, look, Gridiron. Before I can't let you go yet. What's going on with your sons? Why are they so bad? How do they fix this? Like, is there a plan? Do you just got to blow this whole thing up?
There is a plan, because at one point they were talking about, dealing 4 to bring Butler here to try to, give a different spark to it. And then in the same breath, you heard that they might be getting rid of Durant out. and so I don't know that there is a plan. I mean, unless something strange happens in this playoff year, which I don't think anybody expects, I'm expecting him to kind of blow it up over the summer, because you've got to get yourself picks back, because they just don't have, much of a future in terms of the draft picks, and they really only have one guy that they can trade away to get some stuff. And I don't think it's going to
Devin. Is his name
I don't
Devin?
think it's going to be the guy who's the franchise leader in scoring. So I'm thinking that they're going to have to blow things up and almost start over. I mean, I think you can say the Diamondbacks are closer to a championship right now than the Suns are.
That's insane. Look, I mean,
it was 4 years ago when the Suns made that run to the finals, and they were up 12. Yeah.
It's just crazy because, like, the arena sponsor doesn't even want to be a part of this anymore.
No, I saw today they were taking the name down. It is no longer going to be called the Footprint Center. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be called yet, but I'm assuming.
Should we try to buy it? Should we try to buy the sponsorship rights to the arena?
The two-piece center? Arena.
The two-piece arena. I love that. Oh man, hey, we're gonna have to start a GoFundMe. We're gonna have to start a GoFundMe. The Inside the Numbers Arena. That's what we should call it. Oh man, that would be amazing. That would be the all-time. I will have reached my pinnacle of everything that I've done.
But the Suns go into the second half. You're 2 games under 500. I think they got like 28 games left, so it's not they were more than halfway.
But they're out of the playoffs right now.
They are currently the 11. They're out of they're not even in the play-in right now. So we talked about the teams in the playoffs. The Suns would just be done on whatever April 15 or whatever day the season ends. Unless they move up a little bit and have someone else drop. But they're 5 games behind the number 6 spot right now, which is the Clippers. I don't think they're going to get there. So, I mean, you're talking best case scenario is getting into the play-in and having to win 1 or 2 games there. Because this isn't a team that's going to go on a run and be 10 games over when they're currently 2 under. So,
I gotta say, I am very, very concerned, and I know this is very premature because
the schedule is super difficult. They still got to play Boston twice.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know that this is going to be very premature, and I know that people are going to come for me privately or publicly or whatever. But, dude, I don't know if Devin Booker can win a championship with the Suns if they blow this thing up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it makes it. I mean, obviously, when you blow something up, you're rebuilding, which is what they'd have to do. And Devin's been through. He's been through the rebuild in his younger years, and so. We've never seen anything of him being disgruntled, and so that's what I mean. He's at a different point in his career where he hasn't had to be in that situation in the last 4 years since they got to that level that they're at.
Now, I know that I do this a lot, and I punish the Suns, but do we really have to look back at the DeAndre Ayton draft and be like, dang, we really missed. Luca really should have been the guy. How is DeAndre doing, by the way, versus Luca? Like,
versus looking for
is there
career. I'm sure.
is there a debate at all?
Yeah, I know there's certainly not a debate. There's been plenty of drafts where there's been, two quarterbacks taken, 1, 2, and one has a really good career and one doesn't. And then it happens in a lot of sports, those top guys. I don't know. I think it was just the mystery thing of not knowing. I mean, I'm sure they had scouts that went to Europe and watched him play. I mean,
Igor wanted him.
Yeah, didn't Igor coach him or something like that, or
something like that?
Yeah.
Reliving this is so painful for me because I
Yeah.
told everybody got to draft Luca. Hey, I don't know if you got a chance to watch any of the All Star stuff, the festivities, the
I watched
game at
none
all.
of the All-Star stuff. No.
Oh, okay, you just boycotted it all together. You said, "Nah,
Wow.
all this, like, I'm good."
It turns out I missed about 35 minutes of basketball and 2.5 hours of other stuff, but.
True. That is true. That is definitely true. I'm just wondering like how they fix it. Like what would they have to do to bring Gridiron back to the couch to watch this?
Is it the guys just not giving full efforts? I mean, I watched the game last year when the East scored 200 points. I think it was some ungodly score like 206 to 180 or something like that, and it was no defense and people launching up threes and going up the lane, unguarded and stuff like that. And, I get that nobody wants to get hurt in the All-Star game kind of thing. But I don't remember it like that, from back in the days when Kobe and Magic played in All-Star games and Larry Bird and those guys, it was a try hard. It was one game, but it was a try hard kind of thing. Maybe the next younger group of players, will foster a different kind of attitude toward it than the vets that we have now.
Maybe. I don't know.
We had two big time stars decide at the last minute that they didn't want to play in it. Whereas if they had decided that, Wednesday, a couple other guys would have been all stars. Maybe Booker would have been. I don't know.
Oh, true.
I don't know how close he was, but he had LeBron and Anthony Edwards both, duck out last minute. It was too late.
Dang, you said Anthony Edwards.
It was too late to do a replacement. I mean, did his health change between Wednesday and Sunday? Probably not. He didn't play any games in between there.
Listen, this is my thing.
It wasn't baseball. He didn't pitch the day before.
Now, Luca obviously didn't make the All-Star team due to injury.
Well, he plays 20. Played 20.
He didn't play enough games or whatever. I think if you skip the All-Star game, and I don't really know how this works, but if you skip the All-Star game and you quote unquote duck out, using Gridiron's words, if you duck out, you have to lose that All-Star badge on your all-time list of All-Star accomplishments. Like you lose that.
Selected and stuff.
Yeah, if you don't step on the court and compete.
Fan selections, right? They had
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's the way it works, anyways. But
well, they have the fans vote the top 5 guys in the West, the top 5 guys in the East. And then after that, the coaches and the players. I think there was a media vote in there too that make up the.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not sure if that's the way it works, where if you miss the game due to injury, if you lose your All-Star nomination.
Oh, no. If you were selected and then you get hurt, you still count. It still counts as one, sure.
No, and then take it away.
They announce the things a week or two in advance, so it's possible someone could have suffered a hamstring injury that last week before the All-Star, had a little back issue. Like that, yeah.
Too bad. Take it away. Take away that also that
good stuff though. Won the MVP on his home floor. I wasn't surprised by that.
Well,
Wemby and Chris Paul tried to pull one over in the NBA.
I saw that was crazy.
I saw that.
That was crazy. Minimal effort trying to cheat the system.
The non-NBA guy to jump over a car.
Oh, that was insane.
Because nobody in the NBA wants to do the dunk competition, so we have to keep bringing Matt McClung out, who has played in 5 NBA games, by the way, in his entire career. and
Dang,
has
just went
3
inside the numbers
slam
on
dunk
Mac McClung.
championships. So
Dude, I don't know if you saw this on the internet, but a kid walked by Mac McClung out on the street somewhere
okay,
wearing a Mac McClung jersey and didn't even recognize that it was Mac McClung. Mac McClung said, "Hey, nice jersey," and the kid was like, "Thanks," and just kept walking.
I wasn't aware that there were Mac McClung. Is Orlando
Yeah, it's a
him for his
no, a
1
Philly. It was a Mac McClung Philly jersey,
Philly? Okay.
and the
Oh, I
and the
remember after he won one of them, like the Sixers called him up that week after the All-Star break, and he got to play in one game or something after that, and I think he was back in the G League. So
he's made more money off of dunk contest winnings than he has off of NBA contracts.
well, I saw a thing. One of the guys in our group chat said that they should take him around the NBA as like a halftime performer. Yeah, he'd pack arenas, bring him out in Charlotte for at halftime. We got McClung dunking over things. It'd be
Dude,
like Red Panda out.
Cleveland brought out 2 YouTube dunkers for a halftime show, and it was way better than the dunk contest.
I mean, the
It was
Suns
way
bring
better
out
than.
a trampoline. At least they used to. I don't know if they still do.
No. These 2 were 2 legit dunkers.
Okay, they weren't
No,
using the
no,
trampoline.
they did not use a trampoline. No, come on. Oh, Gridiron, you're killing me, man. Hey, look, thing, things that we got to look forward to after this sevens thing wraps up is we got Flight Club coming through on June 28th.
Yep.
Can't wait. Things are getting locked down and put into place. Obviously, we're gonna have the spring showcases.
Are teams signing up for that yet?
Yeah, we have. I believe we have 20 verbal commitments already, and I haven't even put out the save the date yet. That usually doesn't go out until the end of February. So
Yeah,
we already have 20.
that you'll have the 2 weeks of spring showcases once again, as we have for the last. I don't know. It's pre-pandemic, I think, when those started, right?
Yeah,
19?
something like that. I
Yeah,
want to say right before the year before.
maybe 2019. Yeah,
Yeah, the brainchild
Red
of
Mountain.
of Red Mountain. Red Mountain was one of the first ones to put that
Yep.
thing together. Coach Lawson, he was
Mhm.
like the architect of it. So shout out to
And
him
now
and his
I think
creativity.
they pretty much have packed it Monday through Friday for 2 solid weeks with 10 showcases. They got them out in the West Valley. They got out in Scottsdale, up in North Phoenix, and out in
And
East Valley. Yeah,
there's some schools that
Phoenix
don't
Union does
participate.
their own. Yeah,
There's some schools that don't participate because there's like some college rules and things like that that the Power Four's got to be careful of, I guess, in recruiting or
you mean
something
some
like that.
colleges
So
participate in them.
yeah, but
Okay,
yeah, there's some teams that won't participate in the showcases, but it is what it is. Gridiron, I appreciate you stopping by, chopping
Yep.
it up about some Suns. Multi-sport athletes going through that. We got one
Yeah.
more week. Calm
We'll
down.
move to them. Let
Look,
us know who we need to add.
look. If you weren't one of the
We're not
8,
doing a 4-hour show next week, though.
look, if you weren't one of these 8 gentlemen on Gridiron's yellow pad right here, to my left, I guess, if you will, or to my left. Like, if you weren't on Gridiron's original yellow pad, it's okay. Don't trip. Gridiron is
Yep.
going to be bringing that yellow pad back out next week, filled up with more names.
We got to fill it up. We got to fill it up.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like before
That's the before picture. Yeah.
the magic happens. All right, Gridiron. Hey, I appreciate you. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Gridiron always been the numbers guy for the football community and Flight Club, especially. Gridiron, I'm gonna catch up with you next week. Are you gonna try to stop by the ASU Fan Fest thing at Texas Roadhouse? I heard that they were gonna comp your meal if you do.
Is that right? I have not heard about this. The Diamondbacks did a fan fest last week. Is it?
Did they comp your meal?
I thought ASU just did their big thing at the spring ball thing or something. Have they announced when they're doing their spring game yet?
No, I don't think that they've announced that. We could hit up one of the coaches
Because they usually do that.
out, but,
oh yeah.
But I know their sevens date, and Flight Club does not interfere with that. So
there you go. I'm doing
excited.
run on April 12th. I know that. So that's out in Tempe.
They're doing what?
Well, the annual.
Oh, Pat's run. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Are you doing that? How many
I'm
times
doing
have
that.
you
I've
done
never
that?
done that one before. So yeah, I've been doing that one. I've run before. I just haven't done that one before.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
know that you're an avid marathoner or whatever they're called.
I jog, but yeah.
Yeah, you're a marathoner. It's all good. Look, it's okay. You've done 10Ks and
Sure.
half marathons
This
and
one's only
marathons and things like
4.2.
that.
It's
So
a
yeah,
shorter one. Yeah.
yeah. No, there's baby food for you. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
easy. It's easy. All right, gridiron. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. You know the deal. Gridiron. I'm gonna catch up with you next week. All right.
See you next week.
All right. You know the deal. Oh man, the favorite segment of the show just ending. My guy Gridiron Arizona hosting the Inside the Number segment. I get to jump on and be his co-host. I'm so grateful. Something that I did say that I would do. I'm going to show everybody on the show first. I'm going to talk about the C1N tournament that I got to go out to. I was invited. Coach OTB last week had a conversation with him. He said, "Yo, Chili, got to have you out there. So can you pull up? Is there any way that you could come show some love to these kids that are going to be busting a bus, trying to perform, trying to take home this Cam Newton trophy?" And I can. Saw some great quarterbacks out there. Luke Farrell from Corona del Sol rocking with OTB. Donovan Dixon, one of the D1 5-star quarterbacks of the Cactus Shadows kid, has absolutely been shredding the competition all 7 seasons. Brody Beers looking spectacular out there, D1 5-star quarterback also, playing for Basha, ran the numbers up last year. And then Tate Reynolds looking like an absolute specimen, doing his thing for the Doughboys. He played Saturday, did not play Sunday. Will Menzel came in and took over. Eli Manzanares looked good when I saw him for the AZ Angels on Saturday. Kanan Mana was absolutely cooking. Took some time away from Tucson Turf to jump on Youngstar. The Centennial quarterback was absolutely dealing. Adrian Gonzalez, playing for Hometown Heroes, looked good with Millennium. He's a Millennium High School quarterback, and he looked good on his home turf. Also, Ethan Beltran was playing over there. The Centennial quarterback was also playing for the Hometown Heroes. Zachary Benitez from Fast Camp, the Granite Hills sophomore quarterback, an absolute dog out there, just destroying defenses, picking teams apart. Looked fantastic. So, got to show him some love. Look, it was a good collection of talent out there, a good collection of quarterbacks doing their things. Also, want to mention Aiden Welshman from Utah, who was on that OTB team, I believe. Also, I believe that was him that I saw. So, moving on, I do got to show some love to these offensive players. Got some athletes, got some offensive athletes that are putting in that work. Devin Fitzgerald for the Doughboys, Brophy's own, taking care of business. D1 5-star had a pair of guys pictured. Roy Oliver from Hamilton, but Tristan Armstrong from Saguaro was on absolute fire. Speaking of Saguaro kids, young stars, Saguaro multi-sport athlete Aiden Whitaker, part of the multi-sport segment on Inside the Numbers. Aiden Whitaker was doing some bad things to defensive backs out there. Speaking of doing bad things, Sebastian Moreno from Hometown Heroes, a Centennial wide receiver, looks so impressive. I was super impressed by this kid. Absolutely cooking. Zarek Sidney, looking like that guy, like he has looked like in every sevens tournament that I've seen him in, repping the Doughboys and Desert Edge. Noah Walker from Fast Camp, plays for Grossmont in California, was an absolute problem. And Jalen Flowers going both ways. The Fast Camp superstar from Palo Verdes High School in California, was absolutely cooking out there with his Georgia gloves. Judah Lancaster, if you're familiar with the name, it's because my man played here in Arizona, got his career started, then went to IMG Academy in Florida. Was repping with Youngstar doing his thing. So wanted to show those guys some love. And look, there's a billion receivers that were doing well, but these are the guys that really stood out to me and really made the plays. So want to show some love to them. Moving on. Look, I got to show some love to the defenders because they be cooking me when I don't. So look, and I didn't see everybody play. I didn't see everybody play, but these are the ones that I did see play. Jai Jones was going both ways, doing his Travis Hunter impression for the second tournament in a row. And I believe Doughboys changed up their unis a little bit. My man went with the white tee with the Doughboys written on it, doing his thing. And then he had his Instagram, Twitter handle. I think it was his Instagram handle because his real last name is Got Hands because Jai got hands. So Jai Jones out there doing work for the Doughboys, Chandler High School. My man's an absolute problem. Mason Lewis out there cooking for D1 5-star, just like Xavier Brazil was for D1 5-star. Xavier Brazil running with Hamilton during the fall. Mason Lewis officially over there at Basha. Usually an offensive player from what I've seen, but he can do work on defense too. And he was mostly playing defense for D1 5-star this weekend. Xavier Rivera Rogers, another D1 5-star kid that was putting in that work. Hey, look, I thought that D1 5-star was going to win this tournament. I really did. Basha High School, absolute problem. They had some dudes out there. And then one of my favorite players out there, Tyvell Calloway from Liberty, repping with Youngstar. Just like another kid, Clarence Tucker, was repping for Youngstar from Miami Edison High School in Florida. Also, if you're familiar with the name, it's because my man played out here a little bit, did his thing over there at Mountain Point and Tolleson. Jordan Kirkpatrick from Fast Camp was holding it down. The Corona Centennial product looked fantastic. Mikhail Davis was rocking with the Doughboys, plays with Desert Edge in the fall. He's been clamping every tournament that I see. Clamps. And then Tad Mitchell from Fast Camp rocking with Carlsbad High School in the fall. These guys were some absolute dogs. I'm going to post this all up on Twitter, on the app, on the Bird app, on X. It's not even the Bird app anymore, but I'm going to show some love. Make sure that these guys get all their due, tag as many people as I can. If you're following me, it's easier to do. If you're not, it's all good. I'm still going to try to tag you, get your attention somehow. Other than that, your boy Chili it's been a long show. One thing I do want to make sure I show love to one more time. Make sure that if you get a chance, if you're out in the Tempe area, I need you to stop by. Say what's up to the Bourget brothers. I know that they will be there. Meet the Champs Fan Fest. ASU is doing their thing. Sun Angel Collective, Texas Roadhouse is the partner. And it's a lot of good food. And look, those biscuits or whatever that they bring out at the beginning, absolutely fantastic. So I suggest getting an extra basket of them if you can. Take some home. I'd be filling up on those things, and I'd be taking the meal home. It's that serious for me. So I'm super excited. I might try to stop by early because I think this thing starts at 3. I would suggest getting there early. I know that they're giving away some things out there. They're going to be doing some tailgate games. I think they're going to be doing some bags and stuff like that. Bring ASU memorabilia if you got it, T-shirts, footballs, whatever. They'll be out there signing them. Like I said earlier on in the show, last year, guys like Sam Levitt pulled up, guys like Jordan Tyson pulled up, I believe, if I remember correctly. The Bourgets were out there, obviously doing their thing and showing love, taking every picture. So you'll get your pictures playing with a certified Sun Devil for sure. So just make sure that you get out there and show some love. Give back to the guys that are giving their all on mostly Saturday nights during the fall over there at Frank Kush Field, Mountain America Stadium. I'm always going to call Sun Devil Stadium though, but just got to show Mountain America a little bit of love. Other than that, look, PSA, like I brought up earlier, just got to be careful. Kids, if you guys feel like there's something not right with an adult around you at your school, around your football program, report it. Talk to somebody that you trust. For sure, talk to your parents. Maybe talk to an administrator, a head coach, a coordinator, just anybody. You want to reach out, let me know. I've had people do similar things, and I kind of put the word out. Look, I'm not a police officer. I can't arrest nobody, but I can try to spread the word. So, I know sometimes, people worry, some of you kids worry about being embarrassed or whatever. Don't be. Being mistreated by adults is not right. So make sure that you guys report anything that you sense is foul. If you guys feel like it's weird, if it's uncomfortable, report it. Talk to somebody about it. Don't be afraid. You're not a punk, anything like that. So don't let anybody bully you with that stuff. Teammates, whatever. Just make sure that you talk to a leader that you trust. Other than that, your boy Chili, I'm going to make my way out of here. At Just Chili, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, justchili.tv. Make sure that you guys subscribe, show some love to the YouTube, Just Chili TV on TikTok. I'm going to bring some things back at some point. And then other than that, Forks Up Forever. Y'all know the deal.